Well, hello there, Mr. Snowbee. What you doing? Oh, too busy to talk. Okay, I got it. Yeah, I got things to do too. Big things. Way too busy to talk, me. Yeah, me too. We're back at the fortress farm, and I've completed the walls around the platform, encasing it in tinted glass so the light levels inside are always at 0. And now we're going to try and pretty it up a bit. First off, we're going to have to take down some of the existing pillars to make room for what I want to do. The platform itself is now a big box of glass walls, and I thought it would be cool to have some sort of copper banding on the corners of the box. Thought it would be a nice detail for it. We've added some stairs to the top portion of the banding, and now we're going to use some copper rods to tie the upper banding to the lower banding. You know, for the best farm results, you have to build the farm over a lava lake, but when you're out building in survival, it adds a whole new level of terror to tweaking a build. This would be one of the few times I actually worked out a design in a creative world before coming to the server to build it for real. The constant threat of dying in lava makes you rethink a whole lot of things. And of course, there's always the Ghast with their superior comedic timing. No one's better at finding the absolute worst time to attack you.
2 hours later.
We finally made it to the top to finish off the banding onto the roof of the farm. The roof has been slabbed off to prevent spawning, and I had to get a little creative here with the upper portion of the design to keep it looking similar to the bottom and not spawn anything up here as well. Go away, Ghast. You and your kind have cost me enough glass already. I added a few jungle buttons on the side of the banding to act as rivets to give it a little more texture. It's not quite copper colored, but close enough to fool the eye when it's on copper. Which, now that I think about it, I wonder if copper oxidizes in the Nether. Hadn't really thought about it until now, but the oxidation process is essentially copper rusting. It's corroding due to moisture. So, since you can't have water in the Nether, there really shouldn't be any oxidation, right? Right, Minecraft? And here's what it looks like from below. And it appears we already have our answer on whether the banding is going to oxidize. I always imagined to build a copper banding on it, and I guess I can always apply some wax to it. But let's see what it looks like when it turns green. Who knows? Maybe I'll like it even better that way. And with the farm nearly done, we need to work on the immediate surroundings so all the mobs spawn inside of it. This is a view of the area we have to prep. Basically, almost anything that's netherrack needs to be slabbed. Or, as my grandpappy used to say,
sometimes you feel like
slab.
Sometimes you don't.
The moral of that jingle being that sometimes it's fun to perform some demolition in the Nether to break up all the slabbing you have to do. So you can slab, or you can demolish an island. Or slab, or demo. Or slab, or demo. The point being, there's a lot of work that goes into making a fortress function. There are probably better locations on this server that wouldn't require so much work, but this fortress is in a pretty good location, and, bonus, only about 5 seconds flight from my base portal. So, it's a lot of work, but it's close. Sometimes close outweighs less work. We've logged back onto the spectator account to have a look at how the farm works while Gragore is off AFKing. The results have been okay, but not quite what I was hoping. Based on all the wither skeletons in the tube, that part seems to be working okay, and I caught a glimpse of some ziglins falling to their little piggy deaths, so that's 2 parts of the equation working, but I'm not seeing any blazes. Oh, well, there they are, and they don't seem to be moving. I'm going to have to rethink some things for a bit and try this again later. I'm probably going to have to move the AFK spot. I've been trying out a new AFK spot, but noticed that the results at the farm got worse over time, and I think I see the problem. The more time I spend in the area means the more magma cubes that will spawn in the basalt delta. I hadn't really counted on that, and I have no intention of trying to slab that thing off. It's times like this when you start to wonder if you picked the right spot for the farm. Call a meeting of all the Gragores. We've got some thinking to do. One silver lining on this cloud, we are seeing some blazes in the side shoots, so progress is being made. As you can see here, the shoots definitely work to attract the blazes, but the farm still has some spawning issues when it comes to wither skeletons. As far as I can figure out, the problem comes in that if I'm close enough to get the blazes to move into the shoots, then I'm close enough to the deltas to spawn magma cubes. Considering the massive headache spawn-proofing the delta would be, I'm rethinking everything about the farm. While I do that, I'm gathering as many blaze rods as I can because I'm beginning to think that I'm ultimately going to have to convert the farm to using wither roses, which will then only allow wellies to spawn. I'm a little sad about that, but like I said in an earlier video, it's all about learning. The farm design works. Just with that delta over there, the spawn rates aren't as good as I would like them, and I'm just too darn lazy to slab that thing off. So we gather rods while we can, and then work on converting the farm so that we can get so many welly skulls that we're using beacons as lamps. And here you can see my AFK spot that puts me 120 blocks away from the far edge of the farm. At the moment I fly from the hut to the farm and then back again, but I'm actually playing around with the idea of putting in some kind of roller coaster here. The idea being I would kill all the mobs at the farm, hop on my minecart, ride over to my little prismarine hut and wave at the Gaston Striders from behind my impervious tube of glass, and then ride back to the farm and take care of all the mobs now at the farm. It's something I'm thinking about at least. All that aside, the farm is functional, and I'm just trying to find ways to make it work better. For now, what do you say that we move on to something else and get away from the fumes and stench of the Nether, and back out into the fresh air of the overworld? I really do like how it turned out, though. And here we are, back at the base. Taking that fresh ocean air. I was in the back picking away at the new base storage area when this little beauty wandered in on me. Maybe I'll take the hint from the Minecraft gods and cure this guy up and make him the first villager at Chateau Gragore. As I've said many times this season, this year I'm going to do things differently, and I haven't really messed around with villagers since 1.12, or was it 1.13? Back when, if you needed to move a villager, the pushing them around method was still a viable option. Back when villages were full of buildings with more doors to play with than any 100 villagers could ever ask for because, I don't know, doors turned villagers on? I try not to dig too deep into what motivates villagers to do their sexy dance for each other, but back in the day, it was doors. That's how long it's been since I've messed around with villagers. But this year we're going to cure Jimmy Bo Bob up and find a few friends for him to do his sexy dance with. Sorry about that glass bottle to the face, sir, but you'll be thanking me for it in a minute. Yep, any minute now. We're curing a villager, we're curing a villager, yes we are. He really seems fascinated by that coal on the wall. Tell you what, Jimmy Bo Bob, you get cured and the very first thing I'll do is to give you your very own coal to have and to hold. What do you say? Eh? You know, they really don't make minutes like they used to. Why, I remember when I was a wee little laddie, the minutes used to come off the truck all nice and shiny, not like minutes you see these days. Why, I wouldn't pay a pen— Oh, there he is! Hello there, and welcome to your new life as an, gainfully employed and well-paid farm worker? Is that what we call prisoners sentenced to hard labor now? And here's villager number 2. Let's get you down to the prison. I mean, your brand new home. It's happening, my friends. Our little Jimmy Bobobs did a little dance, tossed a few carrots, and now the family is up to 4. At this rate, I might actually have to make a carrot farm somewhere. All right, doggies, listen up. It's your job to make sure the employees stay in their home. Understand? Good doggies. What was that? I think I'm remembering why I stopped having anything to do with villagers. We're back in the Nether, and thanks to our friend Brown Banana, we now have roof access. While we're up here, let's take a moment to see what he's been working on. It's around here somewhere. I think it's in this direction. Ah, there it is. It's the classic magma block donut in the sky farm. Stand on the trapdoor at the top of the ladder, shoot the pigman with a bow. Welcome to BB's Pigman Party Pad. Let's see if we can get this thing running. We are up at the top of the ladder and finally got it running, but had to turn the volume down because, good Lord, was it loud. Hopefully not only will I be able to get some gold off the farm, but I can finally stop relying on my furnaces and the grinding of iron armor to mend my tools. This will be a lot faster. And while I'm AFK, let's take a moment to appreciate all the hard work BB put into building this for the server. I think it's a Nembomb design originally, but as far as I know, BB built it all by himself. You have to admit, no matter who originally designed it, this is a pretty build. And sometimes as a Ziglin, you feel the need to attack everything in sight. And others, you just feel the call of the dance. You be you, Ziglins. You be you. Once I left the farm, I decided that, while we're on the roof, I might as well get that subspace bubble achievement. So I flew 1,000 blocks away from the farm and built a portal. It's time to see where we come out. Well, looks like we're on top of a dark oak forest. Nothing too remarkable here. Let's take a look at the... But wait, did I just see... Would you look at that? I think it's literally been years since I just happened to stumble on a mansion. I was beginning to think you couldn't even find one without a villager map anymore. That's perfect. Well, something to do in a future episode, I guess. And we're back in the Nether because, you know, I just can't get enough of it. Soon, my friends, soon we'll move on to something else. But until then, I thought I'd update the bridge connecting my path to the fortress. Until very recently, it was just a 2-wide slab bridge, mostly made out of cobble, but I thought I would continue with the deep slate and prismarine palette that we used on the farm for the bridge as well. Right now, I'm a little distracted by all the ghasts. I know there's still another one out here. I can hear him. Just can't see him. I know you're out there, Ghast. I know you're out there. For the walls, I thought I would just go with a double layer of trapdoors. I really like the way the warped and crimson trapdoors look side by side like this. It's a nice little pattern, but it will also be cool to be able to look out at the Nether through the walls once it's done. I have to do a double layer to prevent skeletons from spawning on the other side of the wall we're building right now. In case I've never mentioned it before, there are a lot of ghasts out at the farm. Keep in mind, we're still only a month into Season 3 at this point, and all my ghast kills are simply from defending myself while working on the farm and the area around it. Let's take a second to look at my stat and see how many I've killed. 336. Obviously, that's not record-breaking or anything, but it's still a lot just to have some alone time so you can build. Now that the ghasts have been cleared away, it's time to work on the outer layer. I think the main portion of the bridge is now finished, so let's see if we can get some good aerial shots of it from the outside. Here's a shot with the obligatory ghast trying to kill me. Ah, here's a good one. There it is in all its glory. It probably needs some bridge supports, but, you know, for now, that'll do, pig. That'll do. And here's what it looks like on the inside. Oh, well, there just went part of the bridge. Ghast damage aside, I think it turned out pretty well if I do say so myself. What do you think? And I think we're going to have to call it there. I can tell from all the extra audio editing I'm having to do that my voice is giving out on me, so hopefully it wasn't too noticeable throughout, but I think I need to give it a rest for a while. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching because I enjoyed the playing. And remember, no matter what you're doing, always try and have fun. See ya.